I'm going to mute myself and you have the floor.
Okay, can you see my screen though? It's a black screen right now.
It's just a black screen so far. Go ahead and hit share.
Oh yeah, just right. Hit share.
Perfect. Yep, you are sharing now.
Actually, 1 minute. I messed up because I had to even share the sound, and I. Share computer sound. Okay. Okay, so you can see it, right? Okay.
Perfect. Yep.
Yeah, I'll start then.
Perfect.
So today we'll be looking into a brief introduction into what gamification is. We look at how do you integrate gamification and see some examples, and then we see how to integrate it into global virtual teams and even next culture. So first, a little bit about me. I am a computer scientist and a researcher, and I primarily investigate in cyber defense solutions and also see how teams work together and how we can use artificial intelligence to boost teams to accomplish tasks. I was an ex-culture student back in 2015 when I was an undergrad, and I'm based on the Space Coast in Florida. So some of the topics that we're covering today is what is gamification? We define gamification, we differentiate that what's gamification, what is games. We see some of the tools that you can use to integrate, you can use to gamify your application, and we call these game mechanics. Then we see why should I gamify, or like what are the advantages I get from gamifying this. And then we look into some examples of how gamification is being used in the industry. Then we see how can we use this in X culture, and we'll conclude after that. So what's gamification? Gamification is the process of taking something that's already existing, say an application or an online community, and integrating game mechanics into it, which motivate participation, they increase engagement and loyalty. So say maybe if we have a training application in an organization, and if your employees complete the training module, they do get issued points, which they can later use as to get discounts on something or to get rewarded for something. And so how did we get this idea of gamification? So if you have ever played games, if game designers specially make games in such a way that you are enticed to come back and play more. For instance, in today's mobile games, you can play for some time, and then your points are your points are over, and you have to wait for some time to earn points back. Once you earn the points back, you can come back and play. But as long as you're playing, you keep earning coins, for example, and you can use these coins to level up or to boost or to upgrade something in the game. And that's why you keep coming back to play these games. And when we say gamification, many people tend to think that it just means that we are creating a new game for a business purpose. But gamification is not about creating something new. It's about taking something that's already existing, a core experience, and applying some motivational techniques that makes games so engaging. And then for example, when we gamify high-value interactions with customers, employees, and partners, you drive more sales or stronger collaboration. You can also get better return on investment. You can also get deeper loyalty and high customer satisfaction for that. So let's take a look at your ammunition or your tools that you can use to integrate gamification into an application. And some of them are points, and this is something that's tangible and measurable. And you can use it to keep score and establish status or accumulate to purchase virtual or real goods. And again, coming back to the same example of training modules, as you keep completing modules and modules, you keep getting these points. And once you have a big, good number of points, you can use that to you can use that to get a reward for it or buy something. And you can earn points to maybe completing activities. You can by sharing something, or by contributing, or by creating something useful for others. And as you keep earning points, you start leveling up. And that's where levels come in, where these indicate that you have a long-term and a sustained achievement over the years. You can also use levels to identify status within your community or your organization. And as you keep leveling up, maybe you can unlock new missions, or you can be awarded new badges, or you can discover new activities. And then we come into these missions, or short-term or long-term goals that we can achieve to give the users a purpose of user interaction and educate users about what is valued and possible within the experience. Say an organization has to comply with a new law, and employees have to be trained, and this can be a short-term goal to like quickly train every employee and reward them as soon as they complete it. Badges can be used as an evidence of accomplishments. So say maybe you learned how to design a website, or how to build a website. You can be rewarded a badge that says that, and then people can look you up and maybe come to you for help if they're stuck on something. It's in a community that gives you value in a community or in an organization, and it's usually used to identify skills or expertise within a group. When we have with leaderboards, we have transparency. We can see where everyone stands. We can see as an individual or a team where how everyone stands, and who's ahead of us and who's behind of us, and how have we been progressing over time. And leaderboards also encourage competition. So by seeing where other users are, given certain metrics that we are interested in, we can see how we can overtake these users and win. And it also gives us a ranking. So how good are we at what we do? If you have played video games before, then you would have noticed, say, you downloaded a car racing game, but you don't really know the controls or how to use the game, or how to drive the car, for example. The game during the first few races gives you hints and shows you the different functions and controls of the game, and you learn about it, and then you know how to use it. If we can do the same thing, if we can gamify an onboarding of a new employee into an organization by playing games, this teaches them the basic skills necessary to complete their task at least, and they can learn the advanced ones later. But at least gives them a starting point, where a baseline where they can start. We can also use notifications as fast feedback. So as soon as users do something, we can send them a computer notification or a text message or an email, and then we can kind of adjust how the users behave or their activities based on these notifications. For example, let's say a user just achieved a goal, and we can congratulate them that they achieved this goal, and maybe say like, oh, click here to see your next goal, for example. And it also encourages collaboration. Say you are a team trying to accomplish something, and as being a part of a close team, you don't really want to disappoint your team members by falling behind, and you want to keep helping them and keep pushing the team ahead towards the success. And if by having leaderboards or some sort of gamification in it, all team members can contribute more efficiently and more better, which in turn would lead the team to more progress. So why should we be gamifying? Gamification, it improves your productivity. It's no secret that if users are motivated, then the more productive we become in our workplaces. And if we can use game dynamics to increase the skills of the employee, and this would in turn increase productivity as a result of generating a relaxed and collaborative environment. It increases motivation. Gamification uses goals, achievements, and a reward system. And as you keep want to earn these rewards, you are motivated to keep earning those rewards. And in return, I mean, you have to do the work to earn the rewards. Also, by implementing gamified products, there is an increase of employee satisfaction and performance. It encourages creativity. There are very well-known companies, for example, Google, that encourages their employees to use part of their work time to create new products that could be beneficial to Google. And some of these products have actually come out into the public view for consumers to use. And the biggest motivation here is imagining if your product is in the hands of millions of people by using some time from your work to create something new. And this is how it encourages creativity. It also strengthens communication processes. Human resource departments are usually responsible for implementing gamified techniques for training their employees. And if they can see the efforts acknowledged through the feedback they receive from employees, they can update the technique, they can change it, they can see how well it's being utilized by the employees. And this would help strengthen the communication process. Excuse me. It also encourages employee engagement. It creates a greater commitment to the organization and their sense of belonging to a team. To game-based learning, it's also easier to create an identification within the company's goal. If we can show what the company's goals are by gamifying that part, maybe an employee can it might be more easier to identify with the company's goal, and it might also help the employee see how he or she can do something that would help with the company's goal. It also introduces innovative dynamics. So, say a team, it can push a team. It can push a team that's working on a project to success by developing some skills on the team, and which would in turn make the business grow. It also transmits a corporate image. So the possibilities offered by gamification are many, and it's very extensive, but they also cover the possibility of transmitting, internally speaking, a corporate image of the company to workers. If potential candidates, it can be used to attract potential candidates who want to work with the organization, and it can also be used to strengthen the role of the staff. And as we saw with gaming dynamics, it's easier to increase the communication within the company, and we can use that to explain where our company stands in terms of the in terms of the environment, the difficulties that we face, and the potentials that we can achieve. And employees can understand and see where they fit into all this. So let's take a look at a few examples where in the industry that that gamification has been used. And for the first example, I'm actually going to be talking about what we do here at the Institute for gamification. So we work with our partners in creating cyber defense technologies, and we have to create some every quarterly. For example, we have to create some demos that show what have we been working on or what have we achieved. And when you say a cyber demo, it's not as easy as installing a software on a computer and showing what can it do. It's not that easy. It's more involved, as in we need to install a bunch of software on different computers over a network and see how they communicate with each other and how they defend against different sort of attacks. And setting this kind of stuff up isn't easy. It takes months for us to do, and it is very error prone, and it can break down sometimes, and it's sometimes really hard to find out what went wrong. And we have had a lot of problems before where for our demos we could show it, but we couldn't show everything working because something failed and we couldn't identify the issue with it. So we came up with a simple Excel sheet where we broke down our task for the demo, and everything was red on the Excel sheet. And as soon as we started working on these different tasks, we changed them to yellow. And as soon as we completed it and we were sure that this works good, all cases have been taken care of, we turned them to green. As soon as we kept completing more and more of these, all of them turned to green. And when we're all green, that means we're good to go. The demo is ready. And usually we had a time scale of like maybe 2 weeks before to have everything green. This was the first one. The second one is about open badges. And open badges is less of an example and more of a platform for gamification. And what open badges gives you is an ability to issue badges, which can be a skill, maybe a participation. It can be certifications, authorization, or a community involvement. And open badges can be integrated into an application, and people over the web can give badges to each other depending on what they achieve. And there's a short video from Open Badges that talk more about what they do.
Learning today happens anywhere and everywhere. It happens in a variety of environments, different social contexts, and in a multitude of media. We can no longer think of learning in one way. Our education system faces great challenges in engaging students, keeping pace with technological change, teaching 21st century skills, and creating meaningful assessments of our learning. How do we recognize and value the way we learn today? What if we used badges? What is a badge? A badge is an online representation of a skill or achievement you've earned. They've been used in gaming and online spaces to motivate behavior, recognize achievement, and establish credibility. What if we used badges for learning? Badges could be created and issued by anyone: schools, online spaces, cultural and civic institutions, community and professional organizations, to represent a limitless set of skills, achievements, and knowledge. Badges could be earned by anyone completing programs or projects or demonstrating specific knowledge, skills, and abilities. Badges could be shared on websites or blogs, social media profiles, online portfolios, and resumes, leading to real opportunities like connecting with potential collaborators, earning school credit, or getting a job. Mozilla's Open Badges infrastructure provides the software and open technical standard for everyone to earn, issue, and display badges across various contexts, ensuring that everyone gets recognition for the learning that happens anywhere and shares it in the places that matter. So what do badges mean for learning? Badges let us see that learning goes beyond classrooms. Skills like creativity and collaboration and passionate interests become as important as subjects like math and science. Badges show our learning as more than a collection of test scores and grades, but as learning pathways rich with detail and information. This allows learners to guide their own learning, teachers to better engage students, and employers to find the unique talents and skill sets they need. Badges cultivate social and connected learning where learning happens through sharing. They let learning be recognized and transferred across different spaces and learning environments. Badges make learning more adaptable to change and open to innovation. And most importantly, badges make learning a lifelong pursuit. By letting us recognize the learning that happens anywhere and share it in the places that matter, badges cultivate values of openness, sharing, and innovation in learning today.
Okay, that was Open Badges, and now we'll take a look in the third example. That's Apple Health Kit. And Apple introduced this on their iOS and watchOS platform as a framework to track health metrics. For example, heart rate and how long have you been running, how many calories are we burning, etc., etc. And part of it also encourages you to keep pushing yourself. So say if I burn 700 calories today, it might push me to burn more tomorrow. It might keep reminding me to stand every once in a while to keep healthy. And then Apple introduced badges into the Health Kit, and as you see in the background of the slide, you get different badges for different things that you accomplished. For example, if you have a new cycling record, you get a cycling badge, and then if you have the longest move streak, for example, you get a new badge for that. And it also keeps reminding you that, oh, you're so far in earning this badge, you're so far in earning that badge. And they also introduced a concept of leaderboards where you can share certain activities with your friends, and you can compete with them every day based on who burns the most calories, or who does a new workout, something, who runs the farthest. And this has been really useful because it gamifies you exercising and becoming healthy, and even probably even losing weight. And it makes it fun because you're always competing with your friends and you want to be the best amongst everyone. And in return, you get rewarded as becoming more healthy. And that's how Apple did it. So let's see what should we do in X culture, or how we should implement this in your teams. So for example, if you're just in a team of 6 or 7 people and you want to make sure everyone's getting their job done, or is participating, is engaging, you can just maybe have an Excel sheet that's shared with everyone. You break down the task, and you conduct weekly status updates or weekly meetings where all of you update these Excel sheets based on how far you guys have reached in your research or in your writing your reports. We can also use badges, and Open Badges is a free platform to integrate into X Culture, where team leads or professors can issue badges to different students for showcasing different tasks, and these badges maybe can translate to a better grade in X Culture. And these are some of the ways that we can integrate this into X Culture. And to conclude, we saw a brief introduction of gamification, what it is, how it integrates game dynamics into existing applications. We made sure we are not creating new games, but we are applying game dynamics into existing games. We saw some of the tools that you can use, and these are called the 10 game mechanics in gamification, which you can use to gamify your application. We saw a few examples in industry on how people use gamification, and then we see what can you do with it. And yep, that's it. Thank you. Kim?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you right now.
Okay, perfect. So great job. You did a great presentation. Sorry about the delay on that.
Thank you.
So I'm going to stop the recording.